Today, we are presenting our final project for online applied workplace communication. Presenting today is Evelyn, Natalia, Hector, Isabella, and Sean. Before we get started into depth about the T-Tech Fitness Center, the T-Tech Fitness Center is a local gym that offers memberships at different rates for the community. Whether that's starting out advanced, intermediate, or beginner, T-Tech offers a variety of levels of training, free weights, and fitness classes for all levels. However, the COVID-19 pandemic caused an impact to close the gym immediately during shutdown. This caused disruption within revenue, hours cut, and wages reduced. Risk assessment. During the COVID-19 pandemic, there were four types of risks that happened during the shutdown of fitness. One, public health. The public health risk included not acting upon the emergency protocols. Two, operational risk. The operational risk exposed staff to unknown airborne viruses. Three, financial risk. It impacted the loss of revenue and memberships to be canceled as well as refunds. And lastly, four, staffing risk. This resulted to a health crisis for staff, such as exposing to viruses and being short staffed. And the next presenter will be Hector.
SWOT analysis. Strengths: the ability to implement new ideas. Um, while the gym may be considered a large organization as a whole, the fact that each location is franchised essentially allows each store to operate as a small business, which we see as an opportunity, uh, as operationally that's easier to pivot rather than a larger organization. We can also see success in one replicated in the others rather quickly. Some of the weaknesses are the high contact areas for the virus. Since the gym is highly trafficked and high contact areas serve as spreaders of the virus, that is going to be a potential weakness that we see for the organization. Some of the opportunities would be the ability to offer alternative pricing, remote training, and outdoor classes. This could be reduced pricing for continued membership to avoid an influx of canceled memberships due to uncertainty in returning to regular operations. Other services might be access to personal trainers remotely. Um, we would also like to potentially offer welcome back promotions, which could be offered as the gym begins to open back up to the public. Threats: some of the threats we saw were extended periods of shutdown, potential loss of membership and staff. Um, Again, just to kind of reinforce, with the extended periods of shutdown, that would just decrease in revenue, affect the membership, and affect our staff. Moving on to the emergency action plan. Some of the preparedness measures would be uh, mandatory and regulatory staff training. So offering frequent training will assist in educating staff on what to do in a crisis and what expectations could be set for each individual and the organization. Enforcing social distancing, frequent cleaning, regular HVAC checks, and use of portable HEPA filters where possible. Um, we could also review and adapt health policies to our specific business model. Examples would be closing of lesser used machines to maximize social distancing, um, implementing virtual services for our customer and business needs. Example of this would be meeting via Zoom with staff to provide necessary updates, as well as also providing remote options for training sessions via FaceTime or other such platforms. Establishing a hotline for customer information and a sick line for employee self-reporting. By implementing this, we hope to allow for practices such as contact tracing to limit unintended exposure. Um, we also decided to designate certain specific staff to manage and coordinate emergency responses. These individuals will be referred to as safety champions. Um, and lastly, maintaining a sufficient inventory of PPE items in the event of future outbreaks will be essential. This will bring us up to our response plan, and Sean will take it from here.
The response. The response plan. If infection rates start to spike, we need to act early instead of waiting until things get bad. That means switching over to our EAP procedures ahead of time, like adjusting business hours, reducing how many staff members are on site, and offering different pricing options so that the gym can still bring in revenue and be operational. We would send out internal reminders through email and our normal messaging channels so everyone knows the backup plans and what steps to follow. For customers, we should already have a pre written message or template ready to go. If we ever have to shut down or change operations, we can quickly share clear and concise information without scrambling at the last minute. When it comes to making decisions during a crisis, that responsibility will go to team members we assign as safety champions. The recovery strategy. Health monitoring, getting things back up and running will mean keeping an eye on health updates and easing our way back into normal operations rather than trying to rush into it. We'll stick to all safety protocols without exceptions, and any slip ups could hurt the entire operation. The ownership and accounting teams will handle applying for financial support, such as loans, grants, or any type of governmental assistance. Ownership will also decide which services to adjust, and the managers at each individual location will be responsible for carrying out those changes. To make sure that the staff feel supported, we'll hold weekly check ins or huddles and keep everyone's emergency contact information updated. Until we're fully reopened, we'll look at hybrid options and outdoor services to safely continue operations. We'll also reopen in stages. For examples, we could let older adults who are more at risk use the gym first in early morning hours. And after a short closure and cleaning, we would reopen to the general public at a reduced capacity. Then do daily deep cleanings and additional cleanings throughout the day to continue opening until we are fully cleared to be at full capacity. Now I'm going to turn it over to Miss Isabella.
Contingency plan. Even though we can't predict exactly what the next pandemic will look like, we know it'll come with its own obstacles. That's why having a basic emergency action plan is important and essential. It gives us something we can look at to see what works well and what doesn't, so that we are able to make changes and adjust in a quick manner if needed. Even though we can't predict exactly what the next pandemic will look like, we know it'll come with its own challenges, but by planning ahead and brainstorming different scenarios that may occur, we can create several plans that fit different issues' needs. This means that if a last minute emergency happens, we already have a plan and are organized to know what action we need to take. Community engagement. We also want to make sure we're supporting our community. We can do this by sharing helpful information on our website and social media, and by offering some free services so people feel supported and stay connected with us. We can also help with community health by offering our space as a vaccination site. not just for new virus strains, but even for things like the regular flu. It shows we care about people's overall well being and not just their fitness goals and plans. Lastly, we'll keep everyone updated about how the gym is running and any changes they need to know about and when it's safe for members to return back to the gym. Keeping people informed helps everyone feel more prepared for the next steps and stay connected.
This emergency preparedness plan can be adapted to other types of emergencies. To prepare for natural disasters, it is critical to provide support. This emergency preparedness plan can be adapted to other types of emergencies. To prepare for natural disasters, it is critical to provide support to the community through volunteer assistance, offering temporary shelter, and distributing essential supplies. It is essential to implement cybersecurity measures to protect sensitive data, train staff to recognize and avoid phishing scams, and establish a clear data breach response plan. During financial crisis, it is important to diversify revenue streams to ensure stability, reduce operating costs to maintain solvency, and seek professional financial counseling when necessary. Lessons learned. We gained a clear framework for how businesses can handle emergencies, giving us practical experience in maintaining operations even when disruptions are caused by external factors. Effective communication is fundamental for successful teamwork. We have realized that managing emergencies effectively isn't just about having a plan in place. It's equally crucial that everyone understands their specific role. This way, if an unexpected situation arises, operations can continue smoothly. Next, we discovered that through careful planning and forecasting, we can better prepare ourselves to withstand external challenges that might otherwise be difficult to overcome. By preparing for the worst, we position ourselves for resilience. Our team contributed diverse perspectives, which allowed us to consider multiple factors and evaluate the best courses of action. Finally, we learned the value of preparedness and practice. When facing crisis, the ultimate goal is to create a safe and secure business environment. Consistent practice ensures we are prepared to do just that.
References.